Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie McPhail. I'm a transformational life coach. I help people create their lives after toxic relationships. The reason why I got into it is because I spent 15 plus years going from one toxic relationship to another one, wondering when things would change and how things would be different. And I finally woke up one day after being in the hospital and spraining my ankle, realizing that I had to be my own knight in shining armor. It was my job to help myself do the right thing for me. And what I needed to do was find the right people to be on my team. I found a very good therapist and I had a coach. And between their help and my own efforts of rediscovering my passions, I was able to create the best life that I could have ever imagined. In fact, I can't even say that I thought it would be like this. The reality is that I had no idea what it was going to be like, but I knew that it had to be better than what I had dealt with before. My first marriage, the day of our wedding, on our wedding night, I should say, he strangled me until I thought that I was going to lose consciousness. And it was 5 years of hell, of just trying to survive and being in real survival mode, never really having my voice, never really feeling like what I did mattered. And, it was just not a way to live. And the thought of doing that for the rest of my life really scared the hell out of me. And I said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. So when I made that decision to make a change, it was hard. They don't tell you all the time how hard it is. We know that change is difficult, and if it wasn't difficult, everyone would be happy. Everyone would be in that perfect relationship and that perfect job, all those things. But a lot of us did not grow up with the right tools. We don't really know how to make those changes on our own. It's our own faulty thinking that got us to that place. So our own faulty thinking cannot get us out. So it's really important to have that outside source, to have, to help us tweak whatever little issues that we're having so that we can make the changes and have the support. Because when it does get down and dirty and really uncomfortable, and that feeling in your chest of not being able to breathe and just wondering if you can get your feet out of bed that morning, having the right support team is going to make or break you. Because if not, the brain goes into automatic pilot and it goes into wanting to protect itself, but it doesn't realize that it's actually making things worse. It's actually, making people feel stuck. So what happens is we feel that discomfort, that pain. Can I get out of bed? Is it worth it? Is there really anything better out there? And we have all these fears and these concerns and these pains. And then we say, well, you know what? I'm going to go back. And then we go back to whatever toxic, unhealthy situation we were in before, whether it was a relationship or a job or, unhealthy patterns of eating or drug use or whatever it is. We go back to that because it's what we know. When we don't have the right support, we go back to what we know. And with the right support, we might start to go back there, but we have someone to help us and really keep pulling us along. And I like to think that my job and my purpose on this earth is really to, take that torch and light it and let people know that in their darkness, they are not alone. There are other people who have been in the same situation that they are in and that are not only surviving, but thriving. And like I said in the beginning, living the best life that I never could have imagined when I was stuck in that repeated cycle of toxic relationships, one right after the other after the other. So, Mario asked me to do this, and I was really excited because Mario is just awesome. He's got such a good light, such a good energy. So anything I could do to help him on his journey of spreading the message of love and peace with all of us, I love being able to be a part of his message. So one of the questions that Mario said is, do you think it is our job to make other people happy? And I can tell you for a fact that it is not our job. It is our job to make ourselves happy. So what we need to focus on in our lives is looking at the things that make us tick. Look at the things that bring us joy. In fact, one of the things that I share with all of my clients is every day you should find something that brings you joy. You figure out what that is. Look for it. Sometimes it's watching the clouds float above your head. Sometimes it's watching your children running around. Sometimes it's just feeling the grass under your feet, calling that good friend and laughing until your belly hurts. But looking for that joy every single day for yourself. And know that is not selfish. For some reason, a lot of us have been taught that finding joy and taking care of ourselves is selfish, but we cannot pour from an empty cup. So if we are not healthy ourselves and we are not taking care of ourselves, we're actually doing a disservice to everyone else around us because we're not at our best. we are not doing our best. So it's easier to give and help others if we are taking care of ourselves and making sure that that self-care, exercise, finding the joy, meditation, eating healthy, all of those things are part of our regular regimen so that we can be at our best. Question number 2, how do I help people avoid toxic relationships? Well, I wish that I could wave a magic wand and keep everyone from being in a toxic relationship, but the reality is that I can't. So what I do is once people make a decision to change, I am there. And, it's hard sometimes. It's like when you're watching someone drown and all they have to do is stand up and they wouldn't drown anymore. And that's kind of what it's like watching someone in a toxic relationship. And for those of you that are in one, or maybe have watched friends that are in toxic relationships, and you're like, why don't people get out? Why don't they make changes? I don't understand. Well, we get so stuck reacting. We get so trapped in that reaction mode that I always use the example, it's like that frog. If you threw a frog in a boiling pot of water, it would jump right out. But in toxic relationships, everything starts out really nice, really calm, and then it slowly escalates. And then all of a sudden, you're there, that frog in that boiling water, and you're looking at where you were before, and you're like, how the hell did I get here? And it's such a big difference of where you were, because human beings are very good at learning how to assimilate to their new surroundings. And now all of a sudden, their new surroundings are this terrible, horrible place. So where do I come in? Once that person is in that realize, they're like, whoa, I'm in this burning water. How do I get out of here? And they make the decision and say, hey, no matter what, I will get out of this, and I need to find the right support. That's where I come in. And, I give lots of information. I give lots of free videos. I have a YouTube channel called Being Loved Shouldn't Hurt. I have a podcast on SoundCloud called Being Loved Shouldn't Hurt. I give all sorts of different information to help educate so that people can kind of get themselves to the place where they say, hey, I'm going to make a change. I want to make my life different. And then once they do that, I come in and I can help. I can point out the limiting beliefs that you have, the things that are keeping you trapped. I can also help give you that support and some of that encouragement and like a nourishment, like food, like that love and support that you might not have gotten before in your other relationships, even growing up. Maybe you came from a family that didn't show a lot of love or not a lot of support, or there was alcoholism, drug abuse, mental illness, or some reason why you did not get the full needs met as a child. So I can help you with those things. And what I do is right now I'm actually offering in my new group a 1 month for only $97. It's normally $500. So I'm giving a huge discount. And of course, if you're watching this through Mario, thank him, because he's part of the reason. I want to make sure it's accessible. So you get Facebook Lives, you get really, good support in a Facebook group to be able to help you grow and to start really looking at what are the tools that you need to do to start making those changes. And then I also have 6-week transformational groups where there's daily accountability, daily videos. That's $500 instead of $1,000, so that's a huge discount. And then, of course, there's one-on-one coaching. So if someone was interested in hiring me as a coach and wanted my personal phone number to reach out whenever they needed, and we could do whatever interactions that were needed, I can do that for you as well, and we could discuss, what's needed and figure out the best, plan for you. So that's basically how I help people change their lives. The last question said, what do you think about Mario Speaker? Well, I think, like I said before, I think Mario is amazing. The first time I met him, he actually reached out to me, and we've, kind of been sharing each other's journey in helping to inspire other people, and he just is such a good light. I mean, whenever I speak to Mario, I feel good. I just feel empowered, and I know that we are on the same journey of helping others, because in my mind, the more people that I can help create their best lives and feel the best version of themselves, the more those people can really step into their power and then help the world become a better place. We all can be better if we work on ourselves. So we take care of ourselves, which gives us energy to give back to others. And the more positive and helpful we are, the more that we can elevate the world and help make this world into a better place. So that's one of the things that I just love, the same message that I have with Mario. And let me just make sure there's no other questions. And so, yeah, And so of course I know that Mario, his big view and push is really to help the African people move forward in life, and for all people. And I know that there's so many different issues that are going on there, and just remember that you are way stronger than you realize. I mean, I say that to all of my clients, I say to everyone that I work with. There is so much beauty in you, and there's so much possibility. The ability to find that power and to give it back to the world is just such an amazing gift. So stop living small, realize your strength, and get out there and go change the world.